Today I'm making a low-calorie pork and cabbage stir fry with some Thai ingredients, and my goal is to make it spicy enough so I'm sweating during the taste test. So I had some leftover ground pork from some meatballs that I made this weekend, so figured let's use up the rest of that. And then gonna keep it really simple with the rest of our ingredients. Green cabbage, one of the best ingredients to make a very high volume meal, but obviously very low calorie. And something that should be used a lot more, honestly, like picking up some cabbage, using it for coleslaws, stir fries, things of that nature. Really great way to add a lot of volume to the food you're eating. With, it's mainly just made up of water. Okay. So we have our cabbage, and then we're gonna do our shallot next. And then, like I said, for aromatics, I just have some Thai chilies and this shallot. And I'm gonna use a bunch of Thai chilies. I don't know, every once in a while, I get in the mood, like I like spicy food, but I don't like spicy food all the time for the sake of it just being very spicy. Like if it has like that chemically hot taste, like, I don't know, like those chip challenges or stuff like that. But I feel like Thai chilies are a great one to be able to play around with how much spice you want. And you can make things very, very spicy by including a lot of them, or kind of temper back and maybe just use 2 or 3 for like a little bit of spice, but nothing too intense. And like I said, I don't even remember why I bought all of these Thai chilies. I think I bought them like a week or 2 ago. I think I was gonna make something with them and then forgot to. So some of these are a little bit, I don't know, they're kind of on their last leg anyway. You can see, like, I don't know, just not in the greatest shape. And then also what's great about using cabbage is it will cook really quickly too. If you wanted to like serve this over rice, you could do that too. But I feel like cabbage is enough to make it a really like filling meal, and then it will be flavorful enough with the ground pork. And I'm gonna get out a little bit of fish sauce. I think I might do a little bit of sesame oil too. I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go. So I'm gonna go with, how many Thai chilies is this? I think that's 8 so far. I'm just gonna do all these. Like I said, I'm in the mood for, kind of getting hit in the face with spice. Every once in a while, I just love to eat something really spicy and just get a good sweat going. I don't know if any of you are like that, but let me know down in the comments what your kind of favorite spicy foods are. Okay, that one's kind of not very good, very wrinkly. So I got this over kind of pretty high heat, so a little bit of squirt of oil in this. And then gonna come in with our ground pork here. And then I'm just gonna press this into the pan, and then we'll kind of brown up one side and then crush everything up. Okay. Then I'm gonna do a little bit of salt in this. Not a ton, because I am gonna add some fish sauce to kind of round out the saltiness later. But ground pork is another great thing to pick up at the grocery store. A lot of people will pick up ground beef, and that sort of thing. But ground pork is great just for, I mean, again, I bought it for some meatballs that I mixed with ground beef and ground pork. You could do some different stir fries. Pork fried rice is really good. And then ground pork is usually pretty cheap too. So yeah, don't sleep on ground pork. If you see some at the grocery store and it's a good price, like I think it's always worth it to pick some up. Just a slightly different flavor profile. I'm looking for my potato masher, which I cannot find. Here we go. And then, yeah, this is already cooked through, so gonna come in. We'll do our cabbage first, since that's gonna take a little bit longer to cook. Get the fat from the ground pork, work it in with our cabbage. And then I'm gonna grab a lid and actually steam this. It's just gonna kind of speed up that cooking process a little bit. Then we'll come in and toss our aromatics in. And then, like I said, keeping it pretty simple for our other little components. I'm gonna go with a little fish sauce. That's what I'm in the mood for. I think I'll add a little sesame oil too, why not? Probably at the end. But you could use soy sauce, dark soy sauce, you could use hoisin, add a little sriracha to this. Really, whatever you kind of have floating around in the fridge, pantry, is gonna work quite well. And then I am trying to get some of like nice little caramelized brown bits on the bottom of this pan, which you can see are really nice. And then I'm gonna add just a touch more oil, about 5 grams, and I'm gonna toss my aromatics right in that oil to kind of toast them up. Also, you 100% can use the wok. I don't know why I didn't pull out the wok, honestly, but it works great in this kind of pan too. Like you have plenty of surface area that you can play around with. All right, steam that again. And yeah, man, this dish is so easy. Like, stir fries really are just such a great way to use up random ingredients you happen to have. You could toss in, I'm trying to think, like you could add some eggs to this, like fry some eggs up if you wanted to toss them in there. Throw in other vegetables, like tofu. Just a great way to, I mean, use up so many ingredients. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting some nice browning on the bottom here. And then what I'm gonna do, so hopefully you can see that browning. What I'm gonna do to pick up some of that browning is I'm actually gonna pour my fish sauce right on that. And it should lift up with that water content a little bit of that, a little bit of those brown bits. So you can see I've lifted up some of that brown goodness on the bottom. And then to finish, I'm going to add a little sprinkle of MSG on here too. And then why not with a little drizzle of sesame oil for a little more aromatic punch. Definitely not any specific authentic recipe or anything like that. Again, I'm just kind of using up ingredients as best I see fit. And I think we got it ready to go. So really you can see we've lifted up all that browning that was on the bottom of the pan with that liquid. And then now that is all mixed up in with our kind of pork and cabbage stir fry. And then for a little color, I'm actually going to throw some black sesame seeds on this. And dude, it may not look super pretty, but this is so much food, but relatively not that many calories. You know, now that I'm looking at this, I feel like this would be really good with a fried egg. I'm going to make a fried egg. All right, ripping high heat. Of course, I broke my yolk. Well, I ended up breaking my yolk, but I did get some nice crispy edges on there. Let's dive in. Okay, let's see if I got this spicy enough to get a little sweat going. For me, it is honestly on that perfect spice level where the spice kind of builds and you want to keep eating it, because if you kind of take some breaks in between bites, that's when the heat kind of builds up. And I can kind of just feel that like little sweat starting to go around. So for me, this is like exactly the spice level I'm looking for. And like I said, pork cabbage stir fry, you could do this with garlic, ginger, a variety of things, but get some pork, get some cabbage, mix it up with soy sauce or whatever kind of sauces you got floating in the fridge. You're gonna come up with something delicious. So that'll wrap it up for me in this one. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace, y'all.